Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC, and welcome to this edition of JB on EDC. Now, our good friend Rusty suggested this topic, and when he suggested it, he suggested, bolt pens or pens in general, and I'm kind of gonna stick to the whole bolt pen, idea because, well, I have a few of them, and we'll definitely throw in some of the, just your regular everyday pens, I guess you could say. But what style of pen do I carry on me pretty much every day? And what's in front of you on the table is probably a pretty good representation of that when you're talking about these two for sure. Now, bolt action pens. I mean, bolt pens seems like they've really gotten popular. Even so much so that we just saw the bolt from Concept EDC. It's just a little fidget, because people sit there and do that. They fidget with the bolts on, the pen becomes a fidget toy at that point. It's kind of like some of our knives do, it happens. But we've kind of seen that progression with the bolt pens, and now you've got bolt fidgets and stuff. But carrying a pen, I mean, I carry a pen every day. It's part of my job. I have to figure weights and angles and loads and all that other stuff. So it is a definite part. Now, when I say I carry a pen, I have one of these two, types of pen on me all the time. I've got the O Pen Mini, and you've got the O Pen Mini Pro. The O Pen Mini, it's just a little bolt pen. Now, it is a little bit on the smaller side, but I like that because I can tuck it away. You guys, if you've seen my EDC, carries on Instagram, I mean, this little guy fits in there absolutely perfect, and it just tucks away, and it's there when I need it. Now, when you go to the Mini 2, a little bit different now because you've got the two-way bolt on this one. Now, it still fits in there pretty well. I've got a it sticks up just a little bit further, but nothing too major because, of course, now this one, you've kind of got the whole two-in-one. You've got your pen. If you put the bolt down, if you put the bolt up, you've got this sort of forever pencil type adaptation on it, so you can write with it. These are pretty cool. It's fairly innovative in my opinion. And these little things, whoops, I put it down. They actually, if you can get a hold of it, I think I got it. Yes, I did. They just actually screw out, and I have replacements for it, so you can just put it right on there. And it actually, takes the place of having two different writing utensils on you, which I think I like that. I don't think I like it. I do like it. It's funny. It actually works out very well. So, and a lot of times if I'm drawing a diagram or something for what I'm doing at work, sometimes that pencil comes in pretty handy. Now, the only thing is I don't have an eraser for it. I don't really carry anything that can erase. So I'm it's up and down. It's got its pros, it's got its cons, but I like it. I like the adaptation, and I have one of those two on me every day. Then, I forgot to grab I have my standard black U.S. government issue pen as well. That's just kind of as a backup, but these are always in my EDC kit, so even when I'm not at work, not wearing my badge, because I have a badge holder, and I just tuck it down in the middle of my badge holder, my government pen. So, I've always got a pen on me. Absolutely 100%. My dad. Those plain old everyday big pens. He always had one on him. Just part of life. Now, of course, and these run, oh shoot. What are they? You can get into these. A lot of times they're on sale, 15, 20 bucks maybe. And there are refills for them. Absolutely. Or you could go up to something like this, where you've got the O Pen Pro. Now, unfortunately, I picked this one up and it needs a charge. So you've got the laser, of course. You've got the flashlight portion. But again, you know, it's a bolt action pen. The bolt action pens have become very, very popular. Sure. I don't know. I wouldn't say, well, I guess I have to say I've kind of gotten into the bolt pen because that's pretty much all I've got anymore. I used to carry the Zebra 301, F301. Used to carry those all the time, especially in the military. I really didn't like the government pens, and I still don't. But I used to carry one of those all the time. And the F701, a little bit nicer, a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger pen. Unfortunately, I don't have either one of those to show you. But that's what I used to carry kind of before this whole pen thing came about. And I used to carry one of those all the time. Now, this really nice aluminum Bastion pen, you know, again, it's just a pen, but if you want something a little bit nicer, a little bit more traditional size, you can go with something like that. And it's a really, really nice pen. The whole thing I like about this pen, now this one you can kind of see the transition point. Some of these really, really nicer pens, when you close them up, the transition or the opening, it just absolutely disappears. The machining is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, now, you can go with something like this, if you would like. There you go. This is a Black Hawk. I think this actually came, I've had this forever. I think it actually came in a Bud K box at one point. But again, it's a bolt action pen, but we got a little bit of something else going on here. You've got this glass breaker, which, I should take that out and test it on Nellie's car. No, I wouldn't do that. I should find somewhere where I could go and test that and just see how it works. But now, supposedly, when I got this, that thing, see those indentations right here? Those are called DNA catchers, apparently. And, this could absolutely double as a self-defense type tool. If you get in a situation where you can't get out of a situation, which is what I highly recommend, your best self-defense tool is your feet, in my opinion. But, something like this, give a little get back, and could work for you. I don't know if a lot of you carry them. Let me know down in the comments if you do. But, just really, really basic stuff. And I say basic. This isn't quite so basic. You got a laser. You got a light on it. But it could come in helpful for sure. Just make sure it's charged, which I didn't do before I started this video. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, one of these two, always, always, always on me. Now, of course, you can go, we got our good friend PNW, fun stuff. I mean, he absolutely does some absolutely fantastic. We'll get some more different types of pens in here. Maybe not exactly EDC, but hey, if you want to be festive, carry one of these guys at Christmas time. This is a pen, I promise. See, it's a pen. It really is. We've got the hat guy, and his hat keeps falling off. So, but our good friend PNW Fun Stuff, you can find him over on the EDC Roundtable. The Scarlet Finch. I mean, he just does an amazing, amazing job carving these pens out of wood. Out of wood. So cool. So very cool. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This one, my fishy pen. Yeah, my fishy pen. Yep, that's so cool. And I mean, you can go absolutely, absolutely as cheap or as inexpensive as you want. Just pretty much like you can your knives or anything else, for sure. I mean, you could, what do you carry? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear if you carry a pen every day. What kind of pen do you carry? Now, the one thing I really haven't gotten into is fountain pens. It just, I've had a couple given to me. I have them here, but I just haven't gotten into carrying them. Unfortunately, I really haven't gotten into using them a whole lot. It just takes, I don't know. It's that extra layer of stuff when it comes to, I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy. Who knows? But I just never have gotten into, fountain pens. Now, of course, you can go with like companies like Tactile Turn. There's so many companies out there making some awesome, awesome pens that, like you could go nuts with it. 100, 150, 200, probably even more than that. I just haven't gotten into that. And with these, picking them up at 15 bucks or whatever, I've bought a few of them. I buy a bunch of them. I put them in giveaways. Absolutely. And I haven't had an F301 in the house in quite a while, just because I have all the rest of these, which I was never without an F301. Love that, but still do. It's still a great pen. It's a fine point. I love it. But I would really like to hear down in the comments, what kind of pen, if you carry a pen every day, what kind of pen you prefer to carry. Regular, ballpoint, fountain, super whammadine, cheap as you can go, whatever. Let me know. And of course, I thank you very much, Rusty, for this suggestion for this topic. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.